No, that's fine. Just a second.
Okay. Welcome back. It's been quite a while, and the thing that I can't believe is canonically it's been about a day since Styx was stomped on by a giant basilisk.
Yeah.
Even though in real world it's been about a month for us.
Did he learn a thing or two? No.
Oh, I was going to say we'll wait and see, but apparently the answer is just no. So, a brief recap from what I can remember from the dim and distant past. You guys went on a mission to figure out what happened at a vineyard. Discovered that a basilisk had come in and turned the workers there and the residents there, because it also acted as part of an orphanage, to stone. You didn't manage to establish how or why it got there, but both Styx and Neo took some significant injuries, so the following day Styx took a little bit of time off, stayed in the inn by himself to recover, while Arwen and Neo went and had another chat with Helga. As they were talking to her, a ship actually crashed full force into the temple. Out of control it was. So they, between the three of them, they decided to investigate and discovered that the entirety of the crew had been eaten by mimics. Again, weren't able to establish how the mimics got on board, but they did. They did indeed get on board.
I thought they were in cargo.
Yes, they were part of the cargo, but weren't able to establish
Oh.
like why they were part of the cargo.
Well.
Yes. But yes, eventually just about scraped through that. It was a bit touch and go, but everyone did get out all right in the end. And had another chat with Gemma, the warden of the city of Denderport, where you guys are currently staying, which is right out here on the coast, a heavy trading port. Yes, were promised some compensation when they were able to get in touch with the trading company, and so some money is owed down the line at some point. But yes, Arwen and Neo decided to head back to the inn to get some rest, and just sort of spent most of the day not really doing much, to rest and recover, because there was a carnival in town that you were keen to check out. Arwen having scoped it out before while it was setting up and being chased off in her persistence to have a nose around.
We're going back. We have to.
Yes, and so that is sort of where we find ourselves. In the early evening, Styx, Neo, and Arwen are all gathered together in an inn where you have been staying together but independently. But yes, how would you like to proceed? Where are you heading? And
I'll probably suggest to Styx that we go to the carnival, because I want to see if there's some bad people there.
Will there be people there?
There will be people there.
Ah. Okay, cool. I'm ready. And Styx just pulls out his sword.
Oh, same.
Not gonna like kill everyone. Not gonna go like a massive.
Oh,
angry, but if there's one thing I've learned in the past couple of weeks with you lot, if the people are bastards.
Oh, okay, maybe we're not
Your
on
problem.
this.
That too, but those squirrels turned out to be people, so this is just a whole load of
That is
nonsense.
also true.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So yeah, people are bastards. And they shall meet my bastard sword. Hey, I'm joking, it's not that fancy.
Yes, let's go to the
So
carnival.
three of you
Let's
are
go.
heading out in the sort of early evening, late afternoon to head to the carnival. And as you step outside, you can see sort of the dock front and things like that from the front door, and you notice that there is a distinctively outlined ship in port, mingling amongst the others. Most of the ships they have slight variations, but they are of the same rough style. There's a few orcish ones which are which sit a bit lower and sleeker in the water, and things like that. But other than that, they're generally sort of all of the same style. And then there is one which stands apart. It's very ornate, very bright colouredly painted, and upon the singular large sail there is a pattern of an eye with a sort of sunburst motif over it, which just sort of stands out. And it is at this point we will skip, while you guys make your way to the carnival, we will skip slightly back in time to our new party member, Clary.
Hello.
So several hours earlier in the day, you are sailing up. You sight land, as it were. Having spent many days at sea, accompanied by a crew you come to know very well. You eventually reach your destination of the land of Kavran, keen to find out what you can about the beliefs and gods and various things like that. Eager to collect more knowledge. And you sight this land off in the distance. The first thing you spot is this big peninsula sticking out to land, and then more details, you make more details of the land and things, and you start sailing up this long channel into this, what you later learn is the Shark-Tooth Bay. It takes a little while to get, sort of round all the points, and eventually your ship ties up and things like that. The crew set about their work, offloading various trade goods, things like that. And you have the time to freely explore the city as more of a passenger than a worker on the ship. You're not expected to pitch in with any of the sort of trade and things like that. But you have some time to explore the city and get to know things how you will. Indeed, it's sort of shortly after you arrive, you can see that a little ways across and down the docks, there is quite a lot of hustle and bustle and things like that, or gawkers and onlookers, as you can see that there is this lovely ornate white marble temple, and the prow of a ship has just run straight into the land and punched a hole right through the front of this temple.
Sorry, could you repeat that last bit?
So yeah, as you arrive, you can see that there's a large hustle and bustle. A little ways down the docks, there is this beautiful white marble temple that you can see, and a ship has run right into the docks and run aground, and the prow of the ship has punched a hole neatly through the front of this temple, and there's a lot of people gathered around and things. And you can see that another couple of boats have been pulled round and are they're in the process of tying off various holes and lines. It looks like they might be about to start trying to pull this ship off the land again.
Okay.
Is there anything you'd like to do? Anyway, you'd initially like to investigate, or you have...
I'd like to check out this half-destroyed temple.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a big white marble temple right out on the water's edge, so you can walk only a few feet and jump off straight into the water. So the ship has been punched through it. There's several officials sort of milling about, and a few guards sort of keeping back a crowd, while a number of orcs, it seems, set to work. And they seem to be in the process of lifting and moving the stone debris where it is. And it's all being sort of neatly stacked up out the front. There's a priestess you can see by the look of her standing on the steps out the front, sort of overseeing things. And he also seems to be in conversation with one of the builders. He's sort of got like a hammer slung off his belt and various tools around his waist and things like that. And he's occasionally sort of barking orders and giving sort of instructions and sort of calling out for some of the stuff that seems like it's worth keeping, and some of the stuff seems like it's going to have to be replaced. It looks like they want to try and use as much of the original material as possible to keep the look of the temple the same, so that the new build doesn't stand out so much.
Is there someone nearby I can ask what happened?
Yeah, you can ask sort of any sort of guard or anything like that. There's a few sort of milling about. They're not forcibly keeping back the crowd. They're just sort of standing in a sort of loose ring, and no one is progressing closer. It seems to be, you can guess based on the sort of the comings and goings and things, this generally seems to be an orc temple. But sort of the people working on it, the priestess standing on the top step, that sort of thing.
Okay. Yeah, can I speak to one of the guards?
Yeah. What would you like to say?
Hi. I don't suppose you know what happened here.
No, I don't have all the details, but someone lost control of the ship, and unfortunately is going to have a hefty price tag to repair this lovely temple, as they have, quite frankly, crashed into it.
So I'm new here. What's this temple for?
Not really a believer myself. This temple is one of the orcs' business. They are have something peculiar. They're their own worship, shall we say? Whereas not quite feminine. Big lovers of the sea, the orcs, but.
Okay. Thank you for your help.
Not a problem.
Does this man not believe in the sea?
No, he's just not a very religious man himself. He has...
Just walks off the pond.
Hey, if he believes hard enough, he'll walk on the land, surely.
It's just moving ground. What do you mean?
Okay. I guess I'll head sort of into the city. I probably need to find somewhere to spend the night.
Yeah, you can. There are quite a few. You're in sort of a relatively good part of town at the moment. So there's quite a few inns and things like that about that seem dedicated to travellers and things like that. You passed a couple when you tied up that looked a little bit more common. The place where you might expect to find hardy sailors only in port for a night or so. But the section you sort of 10-15 minutes away down the wharf is a little bit nicer, so the taverns are a little bit nicer around here. They look like they're more for travellers and things like that. So you can pick sort of where you like to stay. You can pick somewhere quite cheap and sort of mingle with the general sailors and what have you, or you can pick somewhere a little bit nicer, a little bit more upper class.
I will go for something cheaper.
Something cheaper?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you head back, sort of turn your back and head back the way you've come. And you can find a nice sort of, it looks relatively small and clean, but it's, there's a few sort of sailors inside and things like that, people with, sort of permanently tanned skin from life on the open water and sort of very weathered. Things like that. There's a few people sort of seem to be doing some sort of serious day drinking, but there's a cheerful barman who welcomes you in and asks what would you like if you're there for lunch, if you're there for if you want a room, if you just want a drink.
Hi, yeah, I'd like to get a room, please.
Not a problem. You going to pay by the night, or would you like to pay for a number of nights in advance?
Just the one night.
Just
please.
the one night. Okay. That'll be. How many meals do you want?
How many meals?
Yeah, so it's about probably about lunchtime at the moment.
Okay.
And so if you're there for a night, you can have breakfast, dinner, lunch, that sort of thing. As you would prefer.
Just lunch for now. It's fine.
Okay, so that's all right. That'll be 3 silver then, please. And he sort of reaches under the bar and pulls out sort of a big iron key with a little tag on it and hands it to you and directs you towards the set of stairs where you can go upstairs and find a nice little room. The lock seems quite solid when you turn it. It's got a couple of little wooden shutters over the windows, so it's a little bit dark in there at the moment, but you can see all right. And there's a small bed with a bedside table and a little chest at the bottom where you can put belongings and things like that.
Okay. Don't know what to do. Can I head back down to the bar?
Yeah.
Well, sure.
Yeah, so sort of welcomes you back in. Hello, anything I can do for you? Are you looking for anything in particular?
Can I just get a drink, please?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you like?
You got something hot, tea maybe?
Yeah, just a moment. And he sort of leans back through a hatch and shouts sort of into the kitchen behind. And somewhere in the kitchen you can hear sort of starts sort of clanking and various sounds like water and stuff. I'll be out in a moment for you.
Awesome, thank you.
Sort of takes a little bit of time to study you now and sees that Clary actually looks a little bit different to maybe anyone else we've seen before. Do you just want to take a moment to describe her appearance?
Yeah, so Clary, she's about 5'4". She looks very young. You'd probably guess maybe early 20s. She's got white hair, sort of shoulder length, but a lot of it's tied up. You can guess that that's probably like a lot longer. Her eyes are red, just different, quite pale skin. But otherwise, and pointed ears. But otherwise, she looks very human.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it's most,
Sorry, carry on.
I was gonna say she's got like a big cardigan. She's mostly dressed in sort of black and red. That's it, I think.
So yeah, she sort of fixes you with a little bit of a frown. You not from around here?
No, I'm not. I just arrived moments ago.
Yeah, well, what brings you to the city?
Just decided it's time to venture out, expand my knowledge. I'm interested in learning more of the histories of the rest of the world and their beliefs, really.
A respectable way to spend a living.
Thank you.
Have you got anyone you're expecting to meet up with, or?
No, just me. I don't really know anyone out of my home village. So it's all very new.
Yeah. Well, if you're looking to for something to do, there is a carnival in town. Arrived just yesterday. Few of the boys are gonna check it out this evening, but I will be here. But I'll be interested to find out how it all goes on. We've not had any sort of travelling folks for a while. Certainly nothing to get the city as excited as it has been. There's the theatre and things like that, but you end up with most of the same groups and things. So it'd be good to get out and see what the road has brought in.
That sounds really interesting. I will definitely check that out. Thank you.
Yeah, well, you're always as long as you're clean and tidy and don't bring any trouble into my inn, then you'll always be welcome here.
Thank you very much. I guess I will finish my drink and go check out the carnival.
Cool. Okay, we will skip forward a little bit then in time to the early evening and to the carnival. So there is a very large setup. Arwen, you will recognise the sort of formation of various tents and things like that. And you can see now there's lots of food stalls and games and various attractions of that sort of nature happening. There's also been sort of a gate, as it were, set up with sort of like two little tents and a little queue out the front, and there seems to be people taking money for tickets, as it were, for entrance. So you guys can all join the queue. It's a silver to get in, and then there's lots of attractions, lots of games, lots of things like that to see and do.
One silver,
Yeah.
did you say? That's a rip-off. What's the child's price?
The child's price.
I am technically a child in elf years.
I'm not sure that'll apply to you, as you do stand quite tall.
Yes, but
Hold on, guys. I've got a plan. This is sort of go behind Neo, flick his boots off, and then just sort of get down on his knees on his boots and sort of shuffle up. Child price.
yes. Neo, get on the ground.
Sticks Sticks pretending to be a child, or is he telling Neo to pretend to be a child?
Styx is pretending to be a child right now.
Six
Okay.
on the ground.
In,
This is my child.
in an obviously stupid way. So I'm assuming I'm not doing this to succeed. I'm just doing this to make a stupid joke to the guy.
I see.
Maybe be nice and yourself, George.
Well, seeing as you're not even attempting to really fool him, he's gonna just sort of frown at you and just sort of like hold out his hand waiting for the money.
All right.
I am a child. So small.
God damn, it's a lot of jokes.
Just sort of sighs and just like,
The lead.
But yes, you're holding up the line.
Damn it, okay, fine.
I was expecting that to be a roll to hit. Like.
I fight him. Okay, I give him
Yeah.
a silver.
I'll give him a silver.
Alright, hey, thank you very much. Well, do enjoy yourselves. Enjoy the attractions. Enjoy the games. And don't miss the big show in an hour's time.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Okay. Yeah.
So
that's all
inside
fun.
there are various attractions, games, food tents, ale tents, things like that. There are some exotic animals you can see off to one side in cages. There are also performers walking around, just sort of people juggling balls and swords, a couple of sort of stilt walkers, tumblers, that sort of thing.
I go to the animals, because that's what I wanted to do earlier.
Okay. Yeah, there's a collection of 3 cages off to the side at the moment. They've got a lion, a tiger, and a bear.
Lions and tigers and bears, lions and tigers and bears.
Clary,
I can't
you
speak
can,
with animals.
Clary, you can sort of instigate yourself at any point you feel, just let me know what you would like to be doing as well. If there's any sort of attraction or anything that piques your fancy, then we can...
Sorry, were you talking to me? I was eating pizza. I was distracted.
So yeah, if there's any attractions or anything like that that hold your fancy, we can have a go at those. That sort of thing. I mean, it sounds like you're interested in the food at the moment. The food stalls or the ale tents. But yes, Arwen, you head over to the animals.
Yes. I want to talk to them.
You cast Speak with Animals.
Ah, no. I didn't mean to do that.
It's alright. You gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with the beasts for the duration. The knowledge and awareness of maybe is limited by intelligence, but at minimum, beast can give you information. Okay. Cast Speak with Animals. There are a number of animals in cages. The bear is just sort of stood on its hind legs. It's got there's a little sort of log or something. It's got sort of front paws on that, so it's sort of up at an angle. The lion appears to be asleep, and the tiger is just sort of prowling up and down this cage.
Okay, I'm going to talk to the bear first.
Okay.
And just be like, hello, bear. Do you have a name?
How does a bear sound?
Oh, I can't wait for this.
Hello.
Let's go with that. Hello. I am a bear.
Hello, bear.
Who voice? Oh, Barbara.
Are you okay, Mr. Bear?
Well, I'm a bit bored.
Are they treating you okay, or would you like to not be in a cage with these people?
Well, how would you like to be in a cage? It's not very interesting.
Well, I was just making sure before I let you out. I mean, I've
Ooh,
made the
ouch.
mistake in the past.
Yes, ouch, good, yes.
Okay, well, I'm gonna come back later.
No,
When-
not later.
Oh no, please don't be sad. I promise.
What are you guys talking about?
Oh, it's fine, Sticks. I'll tell you in a minute. I will. There's lots of people, and you know, I know I'm not a fan of people,
Yes,
but my
they are
friends.
delicious.
will- Yes, I know, but no, I mean no. Just don't eat me.
Do you not taste good?
No, it tastes disgusting.
Oh. Most
Really?
people taste lovely.
Can I keep him? Okay, I will be back later, and you will be free. Okay. What about your friend over there, the pacing one? He looks angry.
Yes, very angry.
Can I talk to him?
Yeah.
Can
Okay.
we
Okay. Right, what does a tiger sound like?
What does a tiger sound like? Well, what would you like to say to the tiger?
Hello, tiger.
Bonjour.
Oh my god. That's the happiest angry tiger I've ever heard.
Bonjour.
Okay, that's better.
No way.
Do you hate these people?
No way.
Are you saying yes or go away?
No way.
Ah, we. So, how would you like to be let out later?
No way.
Okay, but you can't eat me.
Pourquoi?
Don't eat me.
Pourquoi?
No eat of me.
Ah, but you look delicious.
Ah, but I taste gross. Like cabbage. You don't
no
like-
vegetables.
Exactly, yeah. Absolutely not. Big no.
No, only meat for me.
Exactly. So don't eat me, but I'll let you out later. Yeah?
No way.
Cool. Okay. Cool. Nice. Nice to see you. That was all.
Okay.
I
You said there
turned
was
to
3
stick.
cages. What's the third
Yeah,
one?
the lion's asleep. I'm not gonna wake him up.
Alright.
Or-
Okay.
I feel like he'll get angry and
What?
will eat me.
What were you talking to the nice animals about?
Oh, I was just seeing if they were happy, and they're not. So I'm gonna let them out later.
Hold the phone. Okay, as
As
much as
you-
I'm on board with the
Oh,
plan.
and as you're sort of talking to Sticks, you suddenly a voice that you don't recognise the source of just goes, "Ah, well, he was full of himself, wasn't he?"
Who? Who?
Who?
Make a perception check for me.
Me as well, or just Arwen?
Just Owen.
Okay.
Ha
23. The voice came from your pocket.
Oh,
Which one was it? Okay. Ah,
It's the pocket that has Arlo in it.
my dude!
oh, that was a
I can talk to him finally. Okay. I get him out. My little mouse friend.
Owen!
Hey! How are you?
You can understand me?
Yeah!
This voice, something sounds mildly familiar to you. Roll... What's the roll to remember? Roll...
As you do intelligence.
Yeah, roll intelligence for me.
No. Where's
Just straight intelligence.
Oh my god, no. Where is it? There it is. Nope, there we go. Oh, I'm a bit dumb.
That's alright, no, this voice... It's been some time.
Oh my god.
This is the voice of a dwarf you know very well.
I've had him in my pocket for all these years.
Your mentor, who disappeared suddenly without a trace, is in fact the mouse Arlo you have been carrying around.
Hold the goddamn phone.
No.
Yes.
Dun dun dun.
Oh no. How did I not see this coming? Oh. Oh. There is many swear words coming out of Arwen's mouth right now.
I think that would probably prompt some form of reaction from Neo and everyone else to be like, what's going on?
Yeah, so, yeah. With her sort of swearing and blaring, I'm gonna join in. Just
We're just gonna join in the swearing.
yeah.
Okay. I agree.
The woman told me off.
Oh, have you been in my pocket the whole time? Like, you've been Arlo, my mouse, the whole time?
Yes. Yes. It's quite an experience becoming a mouse.
Oh.
Sudden unexplained desire to eat the cheese.
What's going on, Arwen? You look puzzled. And as much as swearing's fun, you people don't regularly do it like on a whim.
This is not a mouse.
It is a mouse.
It didn't used to be a mouse. It used to be a dwarf that I met in the forest when I was all alone. And he was my friend, and he was my mentor, and he taught me how to fight, and he disappeared one day randomly. And he was a mouse. I thought he left me.
As a ritual, because ritual doesn't take up a spell slot, does it?
No, it just takes 10 minutes.
Yeah. Can you just give me like 10 minutes, Arwen? Can I cast Detect Magic as a ritual on Arlo?
By the time you've done that, Speak with Animals will have run out in the last 10 minutes, so you can do that.
I believe you can also do it as a ritual. So by the time your Speak with Animals is done, it'd be like back up again, I guess? Or by the time I'm done with Detect Magic, it'd be back up?
I don't think Rangers have the ability to cast ritual spells.
Oh, right.
I don't know if Paladins do either.
Pretty sure they do. I'm pretty sure anyone can do it. Now that I think about it.
Don't know. I don't know that one off the top of my head. But yes, is there any more you would like to say, Arwen?
Why are you a mouse? Why are you my mouse friend? I'm confused. I need to sit down. She sits on the floor.
Okay, it's quite busy around here. There's a lot of people sort of, going between the different stalls. There's a lot of noise from the various carnival games, you know, dings and clatters and
You think that's going to stop
things
Arwen
like that.
from sitting on the
people
floor?
winning prizes. There's a lot of people walking around. So you are in a, not like in a crowd, but there's a lot of people around.
Yep, she still sits on the floor.
Okay.
I'm here to stay.
So it seems.
Yes, why are you a mouse?
Yeah, ritual casting's a thing, Ben. You only certain classes can do it, unfortunately. And it doesn't look like paladins have that ability to ritual cast.
Who can? I'm guessing I.
Wizards, druids, I know clerics can.
Oh.
So I think it's probably only the full caster class.
And artificers, apparently.
Yeah, because if you look at in a book, you see it's got a like a ritual casting section. And paladins don't have that. So unfortunately, you cannot ritual cast detect magic.
Okay, I won't do that then.
Arlo, or to give him his
No, we're
proper
gonna keep.
name.
No, he's Arlo now.
Okay, he will stay. We'll just sort of go, yes, well, I was cursed, wasn't I?
By who?
Oh, that's a long, long story.
Right, we've got probably like 4 more minutes. Come on. Time is money.
Yes, indeed. Well, I was, it was the price my family had to pay when they went bankrupt. They couldn't afford we were driven out of business by a rival company. My family lost everything. When we couldn't pay off our debts, well, they cursed me.
To become a mouse.
Mm-hmm.
When you ran out of money.
No, they left it hanging over me as a sort of torture. Not knowing when, but knowing one day I would be I'd be cursed. So from that point on, I set out to travel the world to see as much of it as I could before my time was done.
Your time's not done. You're a mouse now. It's a great big world out there. Even bigger now you're a mouse.
He ain't.
No, you're not wrong.
I know I'm not.
Yes, well, I thought I'd just live as a mouse and live and die, and that'd be that. But, well, then I met you, and I saw a little bit of myself in you, and thought there's another lost soul who needs some guidance.
Yes, I was quite lost. Didn't know where I was.
Yeah, then one day I woke up and, well, as you say, everything was a whole lot bigger. You were so sad and all alone, and I couldn't tell you where I'd gone. And then you found me and you scooped me up. It was like destiny all over again.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
Oh.
That's so cute. Oh my god. Oh, okay. I don't know. Can you please write on the back of Hugo? It'd be really funny.
No, don't put me anywhere near that thing. He's gonna eat me.
No. Okay.
Have you seen him? He's like 5 times the size of me.
Yeah, but he's cute.
Hugo's got that dragon.
Yes, I have a dragon. Very small, very cute. Black dragon. with a really scary name. Hugo.
Hugo.
They tremble before the name.
The name of Hugo.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, I guess the 10 minutes is probably up. But...
Yeah, you maybe got like another couple of sentences if there's anything more you want to say.
I just scream for a bit. Because I'm confused and just
I don't know.
too many emotions.
And walk off.
No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Stop screaming. Squeak, 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 squeak. Speak animal spell just about runs out.
I give him a little mouse hug.
Little mouse hug.
Little mouse hug. Then I put him safely back in my pocket because I don't know what he's saying and he's safe there.
I really thought you were going to cast Speak with Animals a lot sooner than you did.
What do you mean?
Well, you had it like for the last 2 sessions.
No, I haven't. I only just got it now.
Oh yeah.
The sec-
Yeah, that's true actually.
It's the first thing I cast when I got it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It just feels like it's been so long. Like I've had
I know.
that, and I've had that in the back pocket since it started.
Oh no. Oh. Can't believe you've done that to me. Oh, I'm gonna need a minute. Carry on.
Okay, well you need a minute. Sticks, how are you doing? Is there anything you'd like to do? Any attractions that catch your fancy?
what?
Or
So
Clary,
what?
anything that interests
Oh.
you? As I say, there's various games. There's sort of games of chance. There's sort of the classic carnival games you see. There's the strength test with the big hammer. There's some like sort of
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go towards that one.
tests of like skill and to like throw like either like darts or little balls through stuff. Like some shooting galleries, those sorts of things, like a tin can alley.
I am absolutely going towards the big hammer one.
There's a Splat the Rat.
I'm keeping Arlo away from that.
Don't let him see.
Just in case.
Just in case. Yeah, so Sticks, you're heading towards the strength test.
Yes. Hello, I'm here to be strong.
There is like this comically large, like hugely muscular figure, like has this like giant mallet like across his shoulders. This sort of like this also like enormously elaborate like well-oiled handlebar moustache.
Excellent. A worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary.
And he just sort of looks down at you and he's like, 1 copper.
So what's the deal here? You get that mallet and I get my sword, and we just sort of is that the bet? I've heard of it.
You get this, you hit that, you ring the bell, you get a prize.
Oh, sweet. Okay, cool. Like prizes. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll give him a copper.
Alright. He like holds this like one hand. He just holds this enormous mallet out to you. And just gives it to you to take. There you go.
Excellent. Okay, I just hold it in my hand for a second. I really want this prize. So I'm gonna cast Thunderous Smite on the hammer, on the mallet. Action.
What does it do, Ben? What does Thunderous Smite do?
So, Thunderous Smite, JJ, when it decides it wants to load. So, where is it? Where's Thunderous Smite? Thunderous Smite. The first time you hit with a melee weapon attack during the spell's duration, your weapon rings with thunder that is audible within 300 feet of you, and the attack deals an extra 2d6 thunder damage to the target. Additionally, if the target is a creature, it must succeed on a strength saving throw, or be pushed 10 feet away from you, and knocked prone. I'm sort of hoping that sort of pushed bit will help me here with this.
Yeah, what was the crucial word in that, though?
It-
It's a creature?
if it's a creature.
It's
Yes,
fine.
this sentient bell.
We'll ignore that for the purpose of this.
I was sort of hoping it would work, although I guess it
I
sort
mean,
of
if
would.
you want to use Thunder or Smite on this carnival game, I'm not going to stop you by any means.
Actually, can I use Divine Smite on it?
Oh my god.
Divine
I don't want to like have too much. I don't want to have too much sort of attention drawn to me, and I feel like a bang heard from 300 feet away might be slightly too much for the situation. But I still want to whack it with the big hammer.
Okay.
Cool.
Just roll a basic strength attack for me. Let's just see how you do.
Is that adding my proficiency?
Yes.
So I'll just roll strength and then add 3. Oh no!
11.
You bastard. 11.
So, you give it the big one, and you wind up with this enormous hammer, and it's not like a proper, like, weapon. So, it's just, it almost looks like it's a big, like, stick, and they've, like, drilled a hole through, like, a log, so it's just a giant mallet. So it's not weighted properly or anything, and you go to swing and the balance is just completely off. But you bring it down, and you use Divine Smite. And so you bring it down extra hard on this thing. And the hammer starts to glow as you bring it down, and it collides with this plate, and this...
It takes 7 damage.
This plate seems to... It's like a little wooden seesaw, and with a little like wooden plate mount on the top, and the plate cracks as you hit it, and the thing just like flies up and just goes, because you Divine Smited, just goes like punches into the bell at the top, like there's a little lead weight like going up a track, and it just punches into the bell and then doesn't come down. And the guy sort of looks at it, and he doesn't really seem that bothered, which you think is a little bit odd. But there is this almighty like ding as this thing crashes into the bell, and it's like, yeah, well done. And then you win a prize, and he like reaches down, like pulls out like a little box, and it's like all full of like a variety of like little stuffed animals. Like there's sort of some mundane animals, but then there's also some like extra ones like a minotaur and a displacer beast and things like that. There's quite a variety. So
Oh, is there an owlbear?
yeah, there's an owlbear in there.
Oh yes, I'm getting myself a stuffed owlbear.
So you get like a little sort of like
Not
6-inch high stuffed owlbear.
Absolutely. Yes, please. I'm gonna take it from the thing, and I just sort of pull out my holy symbol and I just get down like, right in front of this guy and just do a little prayer. Thank you, Zero, for giving me the power to win this almighty prize. Stuff
Excellent.
toy. Perfect. It shall be mine. I just attach it to my little belt. Give him back the mallet.
Yeah, the mallet is now like slightly singed on one side, where the sort of radiant energy coursed through this wood.
You need to work on weight of this thing.
The guy just seems like really unperturbed for some reason.
It's probably being paid minimum wage.
Could I
Yeah.
make an insight check? Because, like, I feel like I'm like a paladin, right?
Yeah.
And I've just come over and I've divine smited his game. I thought that would probably at least get a few gawks, maybe a couple of people either cheering or being
Oh
angry
yeah,
at
no,
me.
there's certainly like people around you are like muttering. A couple of people have gone like "woo" when you've done it. They're like super impressed. And it's that sort of thing where you do something impressive in public, and every like a bunch of strangers try and like sort of take credit for it. So they're like patting you on the back, even though they've got no idea who you are. Like, oh, well done.
And yet this guy is still remaining, like, undeterred.
Yeah, he's sort of like really blasé about the whole thing.
Okay. Still gonna do an inside check.
Yeah?
I still feel like this guy's a bit. Oh, never mind. I got a 0 on inside.
You're a little bit distracted by your plush owl there. It's just so cute.
It is cute and it is almighty, blessed by Zuriel herself.
Indeed.
The Harvest Mother has granted me a gift with her divine radiance.
Indeed, and this might be a poignant moment where you have made quite the spectacle of yourself, and then, as you say, promptly pulled out your holy symbol and got down on your knees, and made a little prayer, as you say, for. Then definitely, we can certainly say would have attracted Clary's attention. This display, that, with this large burst of light, but then also you would have seen this sort of religious moment of, consulting the holy symbol and praying and things like that. Clary, you certainly would have noticed this going on.
Yeah, Clary is she's very interested. I think she wants to sort of quietly observe for a second and see if he shows any other prayers or
Just sort of. I guess like now that I've got the thing and I'm gonna hand like back the mallet and stuff and sort of like thanking people, and as people are thanking me like, no, don't congratulate me, congratulate Zuriel. I'm just showing my holy symbol, basically being like a hype guy.
Hype man for your goddess. This is a new take on Paladin I haven't seen before. Is the Paladin hype man?
Okay, the hype man. Oh, that needs to be a thing.
The Paladin hype man.
Or that'd be good for like warlocks, like Pact of the Hype Man. Yeah. So like I'm just sort of going through the crowd and people like, oh my god, that was amazing. Like, yes, it was. And thanks Zuriel, Harvest Mother, God of the Harvest, Goddess of the Harvest, as it were, for she has granted me this gift.
Watch out, Beth.
Clary is incredibly excited now. The mention of someone else's god, it's like someone's just told her there's free cake.
Cake.
So she runs over and immediately is just like, tell me everything about this goddess, please.
You are smaller. Hello. Well, Zuriel, Harvest Mother, Goddess of the Harvest, as it were, then panics and forgets what JJ said about Zuriel. He will just rattle on for ages about Zuriel and putting as many puns in there as he can.
By this time, I imagine, like, Arwen's wandered over and she's just like, stop boring people with your religion stuff. Please. This is like the 6th time this week.
No, she came and asked me.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Clary pulls out a notebook and she's ready to write everything down.
Ah, yes. Her symbol is a cornucopia horn. She is depicted holding the horn of plenty with various seasonally appropriate items flowing out of it. For example, at harvest times, temples will often place wheat and grains flowing out of the horn, and in winter, place leaves.
Oh, I've only just realised your goddess is the goddess of the harvest.
JJ, I play this game of fantasy to do things I can't do in real life.
Like eat wheat.
Sticks just maws on some bread. No. Yes, she is awesome. She feeds the plenty and is an incredible woman. Goddess, even.
That was fascinating. Thank you very much.
It's
May I
cool.
ask Why? You worship this goddess.
Ah! Well, it all started when I was a wee little lad.
Oh dear lord.
At this point, Clary realizes she's made a mistake.
Probably heads back to the ship and leaves forever.
And I ran away from home. Don't need to tell you why. Not important.
That
And-
is fascinating. I'm Clary, by the way. It's really nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Styx, the Wanderer. Let me tell you why I'm called the Wanderer.
Oh
Because I
dear
wander
lord.
around a lot. And I wonder, Clary, you look different. Sorry, that came out wrong. That came out wrong. You're not from around here.
I'm not. No, I'm
You're
from.
red eyes, and that scares me.
Yeah, it's off even in my homeland. It's weird. It's a thing. It's
Gonna hold my holy symbol up like Neo, Clary. Like, okay, you're cool. Sorry, instinct. Cool. Where is your homeland?
I'm from a kingdom called Hyrule. It's you probably never heard of it. It's far
No.
away. It's
Cool. Alright. Sounds fascinating. Oh, I know a guy. Grabs Clary's wrist. Runs back to the rest of the group. Like, guys!
Hello.
Person
You found a
not from
person?
here."
I thought you hated people.
I do hate people. But this
Oh.
one, though, she's not from here. Neo,
Right?
have you ever heard of a place called Hyrule?
Neo just sort of thinks a little. He's like, no.
Neo
No.
can barely remember his name.
That is a very good point. I shouldn't have asked
I
the
don't know
guy.
my name.
Sure you do,
The
Neo.
guy doesn't know anything about his life. Never mind then. Well, thank you for your time. What are you doing here at this here carnival and in this here town?
I am just traveling to learn about history and religion. Yeah.
History and religion yourself. Well, let me tell you about my ancient history. Oh, never mind.
Ancient history.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, you're in for a treat if you want ancient history.
Yeah, ancient history. Well, Neo can tell you all about that. Eh?
We can't yet.
Oh yeah, he can't. No, this is once again. This is the problem. It's a long story, Clary. It's an awfully long story.
A 5,000-year-old story.
Yeah, 5,000-year-old story.
That sounds fascinating.
It is. Yeah. Take it away, Neo.
He doesn't know anything.
Oh yeah, crap.
Neo's got no memory except until after the time you woke up.
Yeah. Okay. So, story so far. Me and Clary accepted a job to go hunt down a thing.
I think you mean you and Owen.
Oh yeah, me and Arwen accepted a
Who's
job.
got no memory?
We accepted a job to go hunt down a thing. We ended up falling in this big hole. This big hole ended up having Neo in it and a bunch of other random eggs and weird stuff. And this creepy undead thing that jumped out and tried to kill us. And then when we went back to the town from the guy we were hunting with, it was there. It was burning everything down, which was a great story. And then we went back up and we've been hanging with Neo ever since. And if you ever see a squirrel, stomp on it. Stomp it really, really hard. Really, really, really hard. Make sure you hit it as hard as you can. And
Sticks,
then we
that's got
ended up
nothing
doing
to do with Neo.
Clary is very confused, but she decides to bypass and tell the group. We haven't been properly introduced. I'm Clary. It's nice to meet you.
Hello, I'm Arwen. I'm not good around people.
Fair enough.
He's just like, so, I'm Neo. I'm better with the memory than they say I am. It's just after I was let's go with woken up. Just don't remember anything before that. Which was a few months ago now, so...
That's unfortunate. What brings you all to this carnival then?
Oh, I'm trying to find some people who tried to beat me up, but they didn't succeed, but I just want to beat them up.
Fair enough.
Stick with us, it would be great.
Don't ask her about the man with the shoes.
Does every man here not have shoes?
Long story. Shoes are a complicated subject. Yet I'm joking. Everyone here has shoes. Well, not everyone. I imagine some people don't have shoes.
That man on the road doesn't have any shoes anymore.
Oh, trust me, he's got plenty of shoes.
He won't one day.
He was filthy
I
rich.
will take them all.
He was filthy rich, and we beat him up, and we didn't kill him. Well, me and Neo dissuaded Arwen into killing him, so she decided instead of killing him, we would steal his shoes.
Yes.
We've been through a lot.
He was just quite a rude man.
He was a horrible man who was mean to his horse, so I then said that I was going to cause a minor inconvenience and steal his shoes. And then he got angry and tried to kill me. So then I tried to kill him but didn't kill him and tied him up and stole his shoes and made his socks back.
When you say it all like that, it sounds ridiculous.
No,
Guys,
it's very normal.
really good first impression here.
No, it's fine. I would have stolen all his clothes. So
Oh.
She can stay. There's someone to encourage me to do the bad things now.
No, we don't need more. Oh Lord, it's hard. Oh yeah. More importantly, by the way, I won this. She's gonna pull out and show the little owl bear toy.
Oh my god, it's adorable.
Ah,
I love it.
I love it too. This is amazing.
Do you want Neo just to say? Do you want to try and win when I win?
Yes.
And so,
Wait,
I might have broken the thing.
is there any other games where I can...
there are loads of games about.
I wanna
there
win
are-
something.
There's like a crossbow range. There's
That one.
that looks like a sort of ladder climbing thing, and you can see people like trying to climb these ladders, but they sort of like twist, so people end up upside down. There's just like a standard dunk tank, and there's like a little halfling. Like he's been in a few times already, so he's already quite wet. But he just sat on this little stool over a thing, like on a little arm. There's like like hooker duck, but it's like a hooker kraken. So they're like little sea monsters.
That's so cute. Oh my god.
Yeah, there's
I
like,
think-
like a standard like coconut shy. There's one with like a load of like milk bottles stood up, and you've just got to like knock down as many as you can with like 3 bean bags.
I think she'd be best at the crossbow one.
Yeah.
Just, yeah. Because
Yeah.
I'm going there.
You step up to the stall. There's sort of a few people like having goes already. The guy behind the counter is just like, one copper. You get six bolts, 5 targets. You hit them all, you get a prize.
Okay. Is the prize squishy and cute?
You get to pick from the box, and you're like lifts up, and it's a very similar box full of like stuffed toys and sort
That
of owl
works
bears,
for me.
displacer beasts, like like sort of wolves, lions, tigers.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Those,
I am
those
ready.
sorts of, there's a little like fluffy minotaur. There's some like cloud giants.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
so you've got 6 bolts and 5 targets.
Mhm.
So basically, just roll to hit 6 times with your bow.
With my normal bow or my snazzy bow?
well, use your normal bow because you're technically using the crossbow. But
Yeah, that's fine.
if you just roll using the bow stats, that definitely hits.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh!
That one is actually. So these targets are they're like little like painted soldiers standing up, and that one. So you've got 6 shots to hit 5 targets, and that one is actually so good that you manage to like ping off one, and the bolt like turns after it hits it and knocks down a second one at the same time.
Oh, I'm so skilled.
Yeah, that takes out a 4th one. So you've got 2 shots left to hit. There you go. There's all. And
Jesus!
that's
Hacks.
incredible.
I call hacks. Although I
Hacks.
13.
This is normal for me. Thanks.
It's like that scene in Hot Fuzz where Sergeant Angel wins the cuddly bear for Danny, and it's just that little montage where he like cracks a gun, and it's like bang, 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 and then like cracks it back again. He's like, yeah, there you go. And the guy like doesn't even seem to react when you take out like 2 in 1. He just like picks up the thing, like puts the box on the counter in front of you, and you can take your choice of monster.
Ooh. Can I look up some monsters quickly?
Yeah.
This is a very important thing to do. Carry on.
Yeah. But yeah, any other stalls anyone would like to have a go at?
Clary would like to know if there's anywhere she can win money because she's dirt broke.
Yeah, there's a few like games of chance and things like that. So there's a couple of like like people doing, they're like got little like tables set up, and it's like it's like the shell game, so it's like the 3 cups and the ball and stuff like that. And then there's the same, but it's like a set of playing cards, and you've got to find the queen. So there's like 3 cards go down, 2 are black, 1 is a red queen, and then they'll like shuffle them, and you've just got to find the right one. Things like that, and you can. There's sort of like a few of them sort of in a row. People are betting on them. You can see. So yeah, you can win a little bit of money.
Can I try the queen one?
Yeah. Yeah. So you have to wait a sec while the other person, like there's one person in front of you,
Yeah.
and they like put down they put down like a couple of coppers, and the guy like does it. He does it once, and the guy picks it and he wins. So the guy in front of you goes again. So he puts down like 2 copper, and when he wins, the guy puts another 2 next to it. And then he's like, yeah, it goes again, and this time there's 4 copper on the line, and the guy shuffles cards, and the punter loses, and so the guy just scoops them in, puts it in a little bag behind the table, and he's like, who's next?
I'd like to try. What do I do?
Well, you've just got to find the queen. He holds up the cards so you can see like 2 in one hand, 1 in the other. Find the queen, place his bet. No more than 1 silver.
Okay.
Not big stakes.
I will put down 1 silver.
Ooh, this sort of seems to pique the attention. There's like sort of 3 of these guys doing various versions of this game, like bringing people in, and they like 1 silver. Like most people are like giving like a copper or 2. If they win, they might like gamble their winnings again because they've effectively still only staked like 1 copper even though they've won some. So sort of a silver is like, ooh, okay, big spender. But yeah, and you notice when there's more on the line, he moves the cards significantly quicker for you than for the guy in front. So make a wisdom perception check for me to track the queen.
Oh.
13. Okay. Hold on. Need some dice for the first time. Oh, that's what you want to see. Yes, you very easily, even though he's trying to move quickly, it seems, you're very easily able to track the movements of the switching of the cards, and he even tries like a little flick to like swap the cards, but you track that just fine, and you're able to easily like pick out the queen. It almost seems like he's got it wrong. And so he's not. So you like tap the middle card, and he sort of gets a smile on his face, like haha. And then he turns it over, and it is in fact the queen, and he sort of frowns a little bit, like he wasn't expecting that one. Like he's tried to do his shuffle wrong. So yeah, and so he's sort of like begrudgingly. He doesn't actually have a silver. He just pulls out a stack of 10 coppers and like stands them on the table. Well, everyone gets lucky once in a while. Well done.
Fair enough.
He's still trying to be the showman, even though he's like seems a little perturbed that he's like fluffed it.
Yeah, I will take that and leave. Thank you.
It's all right. We'll be here all night if you want to try your luck again.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. Anything else? Any other games anyone wants to try? There's various food stands, drinking tents, things like that. There's a few sort of little crowds gathered, various performers and things like that, with sort of jugglers and things like that. Otherwise, we'll sort of move on a little bit. If everyone's
I think I'm probably happy to move. Personally, happy to move on. Sticks is just going to be so sort of into his plushy toy.
yeah. Oh, have you decided what you wanted to select as your prize yet?
I'm still looking, but the fact that a cow is a monster makes me laugh.
Fearsome beasts, those cows.
Absolutely. Ooh, a squid! Can I have a squishy squid?
Yeah, you can get a little like plushy squid.
Yeah. I have a squishy squid now.
All right. Okay. Well, so as you guys are sort of wandering around, enjoying the carnival games, things like that, there is the sound of a bell goes off, and you can audibly hear this comes from the direction of the big top and things like that, and all the performers and various things that are gathered around stop doing their juggling, their tumbling, their fire eating, those sorts of things, and they start ushering people towards the big tent. And the crowd generally starts making their way inside the big tent, and inside there's a circular ring in the middle, like a sandy ring. There's 3 tall, like mast-like columns made of wood that hold up the ceiling. Each of them has a platform about 30 feet off the ground, and is connected by some wires in between, and you can see like a few like trapeze swings and stuff like that suspended from the very top of the framework above. And around the outside there are rows of circular benches set up, very slightly tiered, so the people behind are sat slightly up. And it gets quite sort of crowded, quite noisy. Various people have got sort of drinks. A few people have snacks and stuff like that. There's a couple of staff, it looks like, going around with the like the theatre ice cream tray. So it's like just on a strap around, but it's got like warm snacks, popcorn, that sort of thing. Just sort of walking around. A few people are sort of buying for the performance and things like that. You guys want to get yourself any snacks, any food?
No, I'm just going to sit down in a place where I can see everything.
Yeah, you all managed to find yourself seats. And you
think I'm gonna
have,
pick up one of my rations.
okay, yeah, you can eat that if you want. And it just takes a little bit of time for all the crowds to drift in and settle and things like that. And then there's a row of torches around the edge of the sand, the sandy circle in the middle, and they all go out all at once, and a big spotlight shines down from above on an empty patch of the ground. Then it suddenly like flashes and it blinks. It blinks different colours, and then it goes out for a second. And when it comes back on, it's a brilliant, bright white. And this tall, very tall, 7 foot tall female figure. She looks even taller because she's got this this top hat on now as well. Is holding a cane in her hand, and has these long, like tailed coat on, and very much looks a picture of a ringmaster. They're sort of slightly there with her head bowed, and then as the light flashes up again, spreads her arms wide and shouts and welcomes the crowd. And just a long performance starts. Various entertainers and things, they get various also versions of some of the things you've seen outside, like the juggling and things like that, only they turn it up to 11. So rather than juggling sort of 3 or 4 balls, you've got sort of groups of like 2 or 3 guys who are juggling 5 or 6 knives between them. So sort of like they've got a total of about 15 knives between 3 of them that they're throwing around at quite a speed at one another. You can imagine if they really wanted to, if they really wanted to hit with one of these knives, they could really probably launch this quite hard at a target. They've got the animals are brought out. There's also like an elephant as well, which you didn't see before, and a series of acrobatics go on. The elephant doing various balancing, but also holding people up. There's a very quite impressive moment where the elephant bounces on its hind legs, and one of the acrobats is held aloft, up, sort of doing a one-handed handstand on the trunk, which is fully extended. They also use the weight and the power of the elephant when they start doing some of their aerial acrobatics in the trapeze. So there's a seesaw that they bring out, and the elephant is trained to push down on it, which then fires an acrobat up in the air off this seesaw, and they grab the trapeze as it's going over. You just have generally a really lovely time as this performance goes on and on. They have a series of sort of comedic performers. This quite tall, relatively rotund clown-looking figure in sort of white face makeup comes out and sort of looks quite grumpily around, and it's like, and this little halfling runs out and kicks him and scurries on past, and they start a comedic chase. Then there's 2 wooden swords in scabbards thrown in as they sort of square up, and a voice sort of rings out. It's like, aha, now our hero draws his mighty weapon, and this halfling draws this sort of 6 foot long, comically long wooden sword, and then overbalances. It's like, oh, now our other hero draws his mighty weapon, and then from an equally long scabbard, the regular sized person pulls out their thing, and it's like a like an 8-inch blade, and like, they're like holding it like a proper sword, and they're like, hang on a minute. And so the little one just starts like running around, like whacking the big one from behind. They have a few like feats of strength. You recognise the incredibly muscular figure comes out, and is impressively like the traditional like strong man. They also they invite like a couple of like regular people out and stuff like that, and he's like holding this thing, and then he like hands it one-handed over to one of them, and this like person from the crowd like takes it and then just like staggers as it's impossibly heavy, it seems, and like clangs on the floor. They also have a sort of minor, like sort of almost like your classic like illusionist magician and things like that. And then the final performance, the ringmaster comes back in. She's been in and out several times, has spoken to the crowd and things like that, and this very impressive showmanship's voice. It's like, now for one more performance, and again invites a couple. It looks like from the front row, and invites them up, and she gets them and sits them down on two little stools in front of her, and stares very intently into one of their eyes, and then stares very intently into the other ones. Does like a little performance, and it's all sort of very like elaborate gestures and things like that. Which you, as people who can use magic, sort of go, okay, that's just a little bit of like, the showy stuff. Like, it's not all like, ooh, when you're casting magic or anything like that, really. And then all of a sudden, without seemingly saying anything or actually verbally issuing any commands, these two people get up, and they seem quite stiff and quite sort of unnatural in their movements, but their faces are very blank. They don't seem nervous or anything like that. And she starts just giving them like little commands and stuff like that. It's like, now do a handstand, and one of them will do it. Does a little handstand. It's like, and now, and gets them like a little like little pie, like a little custard pie or something. It's like, now throw, and it gets them to do all sorts of various things that you wouldn't either like expect them to do or just do randomly. And then it's like, she's just sort of, after a few minutes of them performing various sort of acts and things like that under what seems like some form of hypnosis or something like that, she like claps her hands, and these two people sort of almost seem to wake up, and then she's like, a big hand for our volunteers, and she's like, if you two would like to head through behind the stage, we've got a little something as gratitude for your thing. And like, a little aide like runs over, and like the guy like starts like cleaning like pie off his face and stuff like that, and they're sort of like ushered like back off the stage. And then she sort of turns and addresses the crowd again, and as she does so, she seems to sort of just very slightly float backwards, and she sort of floats backwards and up a little bit very gracefully, and lands on a raised platform, and just addresses the crowd and thanks everyone for coming out, and says, there will be more games and things and more performances, and there will, for several more nights this week. And then she vanishes. And there's sort of a big sort of, this is his last like impressive show from crowd, and like the main lights come back up, and everyone sort of starts getting to their feet. There's a sort of the tent flaps are like open again, and people are ushered out into the night. And the music and things like that outside picks up. There's already workers back on the stalls and stuff like that, so people can play more games, spend more money, eat more food, drink more drinks, those sorts of things.
I'm sneaking out the back. Don't know about you guys.
I'm very reluctantly going to follow her. I know she's up to something. She was talking all those animals, and she wouldn't tell me why. And I think we can all probably assume why.
Okay. Well,
Make sure.
we shall get to Arwen's sneaking in a little bit, but that's possibly a good point just to take a short break. And we will come back to Arwen's sneaking.
Indeed.
just dive back in. Oh, welcome back. So, you have just enjoyed a delightful circus performance with many acts and things culminating in a spot of hypnosis or some form of control on two unsuspecting members of the public, making them look rather foolish in front of the crowd, much to the crowd's amusement. When they were supposedly brought out of it, they were ushered to the backstage to claim some sort of compensation for their embarrassment, shall we say. And then the show ended, and the crowd was directed back outside to once more enjoy the activities and games and stalls and things like that. A significant number of people do start making their way home. Several people drift, and gravitate more towards after a long show, towards the food and the drink and stuff like that. But these stalls are manned, and there's a few people. They're not quite as popular as people are sort of starting to drift home. It's reasonably late now, a few hours have passed. Where would the party like to direct its attentions? I know Arwen has some ideas, but does anyone else have anything they'd like to focus on?
I'm more focused on Arwen not killing anything or endangering anyone.
I would never.
Especially talking to like a bear and like, what was it, a tiger?
Yes.
I don't like seeing these things in cages, but there's probably a better way to get them out, as I'm assuming she's probably going to do, or at least try and do.
No.
Okay.
Not me. It was Arlo.
What?
Well, I want to follow the people that were taken back from the crowd,
Okay, so
but stealthily.
the internals of the tent, there was a front entrance where, big, grand, tent flaps open, where most of the crowd is now exiting out of. There were these benches all the way around in a ring, separated only by this entrance at the front, and then directly on the opposite side there was another slightly smaller entrance, again separated this ring of seats to allow the performers directly into the centre. That entrance appears to be empty, and there are a few members of staff sort of in and amongst they seem to be, like when you're at cinema and everyone leaves, the staff come in and they start doing cleaning up and stuff like that. They seem to be going through, picking things up as these benches empty and most people make their way outside. It's quite slow, a little bit like how when you exit a plane, there's a big, you're in the aisle, but there's so many people, there's a big crush of people just slowly making its way out, so you're, while they're spilling out quite rapidly, your progress towards the exit is pretty slow.
Should we go through the stage exit, or should we go out the normal exit and then run round the back?
Let me consult my character sheet to see if I can help in either situation. No, I do not.
Are either of you super sneaky?
Oh, I'm very sneaky.
You're sneaky. We could sneaky. If you wanted to join, I mean.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's very interesting.
Yeah. I think we should sneak out the stage, kind of through the stage bit.
Okay.
Sneaking sounds good.
I,
Sneaky.
knowing that I have a big shield on my back, I'm going to keep watch.
Yes, you sneak in after us so you don't
And
ruin our sneaking.
I'll keep watch. And, I am meant to be, I'm a paladin. I'd rather just turn my eye to any illegal goings on. So I will keep watch and assume you're going there to pay your respects for such a lovely performance.
Oh, absolutely.
Ignorance is bliss is a favourite saying of Styx's. Yeah.
Yeah. I am.
Okay.
Going-
Well.
Oh, damn.
That
was terrible.
From Neo will say to D6, so that'll be a stealth check from Party Sneak.
Oh, could I? Oh no, I would have had to have done it before the roll. I was going to say, could I cast guidance?
Please do.
You can cast guidance on Cleric, who is yet to roll.
Oh no.
Okay, yeah, I'll cast guidance on Fairy. So if you have a D4 to add to whatever stealth check you make, so yeah. Go into your thing and roll stealth.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, she's only got a +9. It's fine.
Oh, yes, no. Only +9.
And then roll a D4 because I gave you a D4. Nice.
Okay. So, Arwen and Clary, you make your way around the side. There's the open section in the middle, and there's a few staff members and things sort of filtering amongst the seats. Some of them look a little bit bored, they're just sort of watching the crowd leave. And you manage to duck down very close to the edge of the tent, behind the slightly higher tier of seats. You manage to just drop off the back and manage to get all the way around to this tent flap at the back, where you've seen various performers and things coming through.
I'm going through.
And as you reach that, you can hear this voice of this ringmaster, this Lady Gravula, speaking again. You can't quite make out what she's saying. Maybe if you want to try and make out what she's saying, you can make a perception check.
My perception.
17. Nice.
Clary currently has a dog on her, so I'm going to be helping her.
Okay, your camera is still off then, but I didn't know that because you guys were still editing.
Oh no, that Styx's. Wrong. Oh my god, why is Roll20 being so goddamn slow today?
Oh, that's...
Oh, that's not better.
Okay.
Ah.
Clary, you're not really able to make out what is going on, but Arwen, you distinctly hear this lady grab your arm saying, right, take these two, take them back to the camp, see that the preparations are made. I will come deal with them in a moment. And you hear some very sort of monotone voice being like, yes, missus. And then the sound of several people walking away. And then you hear sort of some quite heavy footsteps moving across, and then you hear her speak again, and she just starts giving orders to tidy up and things like that to various people.
Can I like look slightly out to see if there's many people out there?
Yeah, make another stealth check to peek through the curtain.
Stuff.
14. As you're peeking through, there you see sort of like a pair of sort of like someone walk past and then pause, and it's almost like that classic like cartoon moment where you're like looking down and you see like a pair of feet, and then you look up and you realise that she stopped and her head is like turned back over her shoulders towards the entrance, and she's looking directly at you. This, you know, like she's dispensed with the top hat, and this sort of like raven hair is like cascading down over her shoulders, with this like very pale face. But yeah, she is looking right at you. You can just see like your like a little bit of your face like peeking through the back.
Hello, tall lady.
Just sort of raises an eyebrow at you. Well, supposed to be here.
What a wonderful show you do.
You do.
'Tis lovely. I'm going to go, and I just pulled the curtain back.
So as you say, you know, what are you? Oh well, thank you very much, but please make your way out with the rest of the crowd.
Okay.
Wouldn't want anything to happen to you with no one around.
Well, that was ominous. Time to sneak round the back, I think, because then we can see more. Or just walk round the back instead of sneak.
Yeah. Okay. So you can all make your way out the front, and the crowd has thinned considerably now, and it's very easy for you to just make your way out, and you don't have to deal with the press of the crowd. You can just exit.
Cool.
So
I see. Oh, yeah, sorry. Go on.
well, I can say, as you remember before, when the camp is in the top, off to the top right. So up in this direction, there is a secondary camp for with tents for the members of the carnival.
I might suggest to everyone that we go through the trees, because that's what I did last time. It gives you more cover to not be seen, I guess. To go to the camp.
Yeah. Alright. Sounds good.
Sounds like...
Neo is
Yeah.
going to sort of like ask why we're doing this.
Well, because she's obviously up to something.
How do you know she's up to something?
Because she did the mind tricky thing, and then she was like, put them all back in the camp, and then the man was like, yes, master, and yeah, that's
Oh,
why.
yeah. That doesn't that yeah.
Yeah,
We should go.
we should go sneak.
We should go sneak or smite.
Yes,
Sneak first.
a sneaky smite.
A snake. Oh, there's no such thing as a snake. You have been smote. You know about it.
Especially if it's thunderous.
Especially if it's thunderous. Thank you.
Okay.
Fantastic. Yes.
So, where are you planning on sort of heading? Up the top, you've got sort of the camp is off to the let's say, well, the top right, sort of separated by a few trees. That way, there are more of these trees all around. Which way you think of going? Are you going to go together? Are you going to go separately?
I think probably it's best to stick together, especially if you're saying they have like mind control these stuff, so that we have people try and counteract it.
I think that's good.
To some degree. How long does this last? Oh, 1 minute on the way. Yeah, let's go together and see what's in this camp.
Okay. Will that be a group stealth check to break away from the main carnival and to get through the woods? We'll do it all in one. Get through the woods and get up to the rest of the camp.
Oh, did I find the Oh, sorry, not terrible.
I am stealthy as the night.
Very stealthy.
Oh, dear Lord! Oh. Less than optimal. Rob. Reports with people.
Okay. So. We've got a crit from Arwen. And then a 13 and a 12.
Really coming in handy.
Yeah.
Does Neo get a roll, or is that a bad idea?
I'm not going to roll for Neo, just generally because I don't.
Okay, fine.
In situations like this, because he's an NPC, so I mean I can do his rolls, or one of you can do his rolls if you want, but I generally just sort of take the group consensus and Neo is going along with that.
That's
so it's
what.
not the case of, so it's saying it's your choices and the things you make, it's not stuff that I'm doing that then messes you guys up if you've got good plans or roll well.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
He's a very passive NPC in this.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So it's dark. It's not late at night, but it is now night time. The sun has definitely fully set. The stars are out. That sort of thing. So even with some average rolls in there, you are Arwen leading the way. You are able to make your way through, and with Arwen's crit, she's able to guide you quietly towards the camp, and you find yourselves in the tree line, looking at this camp that is split out into a couple of different parts. So this is all one camp. It's sort of slightly separated because it's quite large, and there's a lot of tents and things just for sort of general sleeping. There's a few bigger ones that look a little bit like cook tents and stuff like that, where they've got sort of a few more supplies, as well as these sort of a couple of more communal spaces where people can socialise if it's raining or what have you. And And then up in the top right here, this one that I put a red X on, is this very like elaborate and ornate tent. This is high tent. It's much more brightly coloured than all the others. A lot of the others are basic sort of greens and greys and browns, whereas this is beautifully colourful and everything like that.
Tis the tall lady tent.
Which direction were you approaching from? So from the main circus, did you go to the right and up, or did you come from the left? Or did you sort of go left, up and across? So did you go right and up, or did you go like left, up and across?
I imagine like left, up, and across the less direct route. So to get
Okay.
in my house.
So you'll be over this side then, on the left-hand side. Sort of looking. And you can see, there's not many people here. There's sort of a couple of people around the campfires. It seems like maybe they're off duty or something like that. But they're sort of milling about.
Just to put ourselves on the map.
No, I don't think we're necessarily quite there yet. I mean, you can stick yourself right on this left-hand side. I'll stick Neo out there with you. Yeah, so you're tucked into these bushes, and maybe sort of as you got a little bit close, the closest man here would have sort of looked up from what he was doing and turned around, but like only sort of got a quick glance over his shoulder and then turns back to maybe like preparing some food or something like that.
Can I, do I recognise any of the people as the man who was really, like, I don't know what the word is, like possessed, basically, that was taking the people away?
Make a you wouldn't have seen who he was because he disappeared before you peeked through.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, what's really our plan here? Are we like trying to take these guys down? Are we just trying to find out any more, or?
I kind of want to find out what they're doing first.
Okay. Well, if we think, can we maybe from here? Can we see anywhere where they might be keeping the people?
All these tents are sort of like pretty small. This one, the ones this shape are these sort of like little social ones. There's like a sort of like table and a couple of benches in there. This one looks like a preparation stage for like food, that sort of thing. And then there's a little like supplies and stuff. There will be various like sort of animals and things picketed around, like horses and carts and stuff like that, sort of separated, sort of, as they've all been unloaded. And the biggest thing is this sort of ornate temple, this ornate tent, which is much bigger, much more colourful than anything else. That's so it would be a huge extravagance of a tent. It's by far the biggest. So if you were going to find somewhere with multiple people inside it, that's probably where you'd start.
I'd go there then.
Yeah, I think we should probably sneak around to try and get to there then.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let's give me another group stealth check to go around the camp and get up close. 16 from Sticks.
Oh, I got 16. Sweet. Makes you check.
Oh, yeah, okay. So you guys are absolutely fine as a group.
Nice.
And managed to make your way up and around. And you can see yourselves in the bushes here.
Can I listen to see if there's actually anyone in there?
Yeah.
Like, just listen.
Yeah, make a perception check for me.
Perception. Oh, that sucks. Oh.
12. You can all do this if you like.
I think I'll try and join in.
13.
Like join in.
What was it, perception?
Yeah, perception.
Nice. Okay, so you can't really make out exactly what's happening, but you get the you're able to sort of pick up on the rhythm of the sort of words you're hearing, even if you're not able to. And it seems like there's a little bit of sort of chanting or something like that going on.
Oh.
Speaking sort of quite quickly, quite energetically, but the heavy like silk walls seems to be maybe multiple layers, like as if there'd be like a more waterproof on the outside and a more like soft canvas on the inside. Is sort of dampening the words so they're not able to pick up the words.
I'm going to take a precaution just in case. Is there any moss on the floor anywhere near us?
Just make a quick nature check.
Oh, damn. Okay, nope.
It's quite dark, and unfortunately you're sort of like casting around quite quickly, and in the immediate vicinity around you, the sort of like 10 feet around you where you cast your eyes, there's no significantly noticeable like patches of moss that you could utilize for any purposes.
Okay, I stick 2 leaves in my ears as earmuffs instead that aren't going to help.
Would you say we are within 30 feet of this tent?
Yes.
Can I cast Detect Magic?
Detect magic.
Yes.
For the duration, you can sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creatures or objects in the area that bear magic. You can learn the school. This spell penetrates most barriers with one for a stone, one. Okay, yes. So inside the tent, there is indeed the presence of magic. It's quite a dim glow of sort of magic at the moment. But maybe if you spend sort of like a minute or so of the like 10 minutes of concentration like studying, you can sort of see it like getting a little bit brighter.
Yeah, I think I'd like to do that. I want to know who the bad guys are and who the guys who are just sort of mind controlled are, so not coming in and killing a lot of innocent people. Or attacking innocent people anyway. Like, obviously, I know I can't see them individually, but I want to know sort of like what's going on, what kind of magic this is, and what we're up against, sort of thing.
Yeah. I can't remember what all the schools of magic are. Obviously, it's not necromancy. It's not.
Enchantment?
It would definitely be enchantment magic, yes. Yeah, so you can see this glow is slowly sort of brightening within the tent, and as you're watching, you sort of see it seems to be spreading out. It starts sort of quite dimly on this one position, and then as you watch, the one spot gets brighter, and 2 very like dull pinpricks of magic form, and then along you watch these second twos slowly start growing brighter as well.
It's growing, it seems. The longer they do this chant, the more. Oh, we probably need to get in there soon then.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. You're not gonna like it. What if I was to set the tent on fire? Obviously, people would see it on fire and run away, therefore maybe stopping this chant or whatever they're doing.
I thought you said I wouldn't like it.
Oh. Oh. Fair enough. Yeah. Okay.
Real fire or like
Yeah,
just
real
an illusion
fire.
of fire? Okay, go for it.
Produce flame I got going on.
So as you light up your hand, Neo will sort of like gently place a hand on your wrist and it's like, there might be innocent people in there.
I know. that's my thing, is that the flames will sort of either snap them out of it, or the people might say, "Oh shit, fire! Let's get all of our willing people out." And obviously, it's not going to go all up in once, is it? So it's at least going to give us time to sort of get in there, help some people out, and then I don't know. It might have been a stupid idea, but
Yeah, go for it. You can...
It could work, but it could also backfire, and I could kill a lot of people. So I'm running a very, very tight line here, guys. Oh, you know what? Screw it! If it all goes to hell, it all goes to hell, and we have to run in there and get a lot of people out of a tent.
We'll look like heroes, it'll be fine.
Or we'll be so distracted by getting people out of a tent that we won't be able to protect ourselves from all the bad people. That's because we've set their tent on fire.
They don't right now, is that?
Yeah, but we're
Probably.
gonna like help the people out if they can't get out themselves, and if those people don't get them out.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's fine.
Produce flame. I'm gonna fling a bit of flame. Fling a bit of flame with fire. Which, now that I'm 5th level, I think actually goes up in damage. No, it doesn't. Because it's not a cantrip. It might do. I don't know.
Well, if it's an attack, it should do.
But the thing is, it's not only an attack, it can just like it's also like a way of, because it doesn't say so there. Produce flame. Produce. The spell's damage increases by 1d8 when you reach 5th level. 2d8. Aha! Yes! Oh, that's so good. I can have that. Yeah. Produce flame. Well, bang!
Oh dear God.
Can't believe it.
You have definitely struck the tent with this. So from the darkness of the tree line, this some torchlight appears. The torchlight appears before it arcs over the distance.
It does 8 damage.
To the tent.
8 fire damage to a tent.
What do I roll to see if the tent catches on fire?
I mean, you rolled a 26. It's hard to evade a 26.
I mean, he's definitely hit the tent. I'm just wondering whether or not it would immediately catch fire.
The
No, just...
it does say in the spell. You can also attack with the flame, although doing so ends the spell. Oh no, ends the spell. when you cast this or use an action on a later turn, you hold the flame of the creature, make a range attack on a hit the target, it takes 1d8 fire damage. So I guess doing so ends the spell, so I guess once I hit, the flame disappears.
Yeah, so
No mind!
but the tent is a flammable source, which you have hit with fire. I mean, so and they say this like you've been quite careful with it. You've rolled a 26, so you've thrown it quite carefully, and you've landed it sort of in the sort of like where the fabric like bunches at the bottom, where the sort of the layers come together, and so while it doesn't immediately ignite, it just sort of sits there, and this like sort of it smoulders for a little bit, and then this small flame starts to just lick up the side of the tent, and it seems like it's caught and is slowly going to increase, but it's not fully going yet.
Looking it up, because Claire has firebolt, I was just curious. So in the description of firebolt,
Yeah.
it's a flammable object hit by this spell ignites if it isn't being worn or carried.
Yes.
Oh, on produce flame, it would have to say that for be able to set things on fire with it.
Yeah. Well,
So-
under rule,
but
it is very slightly on fire. It's not.
Okay.
It's not like a blaze yet, but it is just sort of this small, almost like candle-like sized flame that has managed to kindle, and it's just starting to lick at the bottom of this sort of gathered fabric at the side of the tent.
Dang. Can anyone else do better fire?
Yeah, I can do fire, but do we want it to be more on fire?
Oh, that's a good point. Maybe just like a small fire to start with.
So assuming this fire is going to spread.
Yeah,
What
it looks
is?
like it's growing. So sort of over the sort of the few seconds you've had the conversation, it has grown a little bit from like a candle to a bit bigger. It is slowly like you haven't immediately set an inferno going. It's very very slowly starting to.
Okay.
And you can see sort of it's getting a bit hotter, and it seems like maybe in the cool night air things were a little bit damp. You can see sort of smoke and steam rising, and as things dry out, it just slowly starts to grow and grow. This small little flame getting a little bit bigger, a little bit hotter.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say you've probably got you've got a good sort of 5 or at least minutes before this tent is properly on fire. If there's anything you want to do in that time, otherwise you can just sort of watch it grow until something happens.
Yeah, I was just gonna watch it grow until something happens. I don't know if anyone else wanted to do anything during this time.
What does Druid craft? Can I make pretend fire, or is that not a thing?
I don't know what Druidcraft does off the top of my head, so you'll have to stick it in the chat, and then one of the following effects: a tiny harmony sentry effect. A puff of wind, the sound of a small animal, the faint odour of a skunk. The effect must fit in 5 foot cube. You instantly light or snuff out a candle, a torch, or a small campfire. So you could potentially not create the image of a fire, but you could certainly intensify the smell of smoke or something like that.
I'll do that. Make them panic.
Okay. So
Smoke.
you cast a spell over the blossoming fire that's going on, and instantly, from your position, the smell of wood smoke and the smell of burning becomes much more intense, and certainly much stronger than you would feasibly expect from a fire of this size. And over the slight sort of, the licking of flames and things like that, you do hear this. The chant breaks off, and there's some exchanged words, and then it picks up again and sticks with your concentration on detect magic. You briefly see sort of as the chant breaks off, the glow like dims very slightly, and then it picks up again. It like quickly gets back to where it was and continues to get stronger. And you see one of the carnival workers just comes out and sort of looks around and is like sniff. Like looks around and is sort of examining and sniffing the area. And heads over and sort of looks at the campfire and sort of looks around, and you see him do the thing where he like picks up the grass to see which way the wind is going, and it seems like the wind is blowing across from there, blowing smoke from that campfire towards the tent and then over you. And so he doesn't seem like he's discovered the source of this fire. He goes back inside and there's a little bit more murmuring. And you're able to conclude potentially they think the source is just the wind blowing smoke from their own campfire. And this fire is getting a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. And there is a very, very intense smell of smoke. Yeah, now you can see the breeze is it's a gentle breeze, but it is slowly wafting in your direction. It's still growing. It's now, it's not burning with a great intensity, but it has started to burn quite a large area, maybe sort of the size of a dustbin lid or something like that. Has started to burn. These flames are growing quite high, and as you watch over the next sort of few 30 seconds or so, they start to increase quite quickly and start to sort of crackle, and it's at that moment the chant breaks off and you hear a voice speaking in earnest, and it's as the fire does, it's making a little bit of a noise now. And again, from around the side of the tent, you see one of the carnival workers walk out and sort of stops the moment they see the flames. And even if you everyone make a perception check, just to see if you can gauge their reaction. 7 from Arwen.
So slow.
12 from Styx. So it would be Clary who picks up on this best. As they walk around and the fire seems to light up their face so you can see it more clearly. It goes from what was quite a bland and blank expression to it's some of the most emotion you've seen on the face of anyone that wasn't actively performing. So everyone around who you've sort of seen has been very sort of stoic, and there is the distinct element of surprise, but again, it's not the extreme alarm you would expect a person to show upon finding that the tent they were in was on fire. And they turn around and they quickly walk, but in quite a controlled manner, back inside, and it doesn't seem like there's raised voices or alarm or anything like that as they're speaking, until a moment after they're speaking, there's sort of an explosion of, "What? What do you mean my tent's on fire? Put it out! Put it out!" Yeah, sorry, Stix, you had a question.
I was going to say, before he walked in, was he about 30 feet away from us?
Yes, so he would have come out and been about in this square here. So yes, easily within 30 feet of you. So yes, before he goes back in, if there's anything you'd like to do.
No, never mind. Actually, I have thought it through for more than 2 seconds. Could potentially be a really stupid idea.
That is lovely to see for character development.
Excellent. I'm learning.
Yeah, so he goes back in and sort of, you can hear him say something, and then there is this sort of explosion of loud shouting. He's like, "What do you mean my tent's on fire? Put it out, do something!" And so he like hurries out, and you know, this you can see from your position the words that I'm searching for. The ringmaster, this Lady Dracula, walks out still, very much dressed up, but she seems to have acquired a different coat. It's more sort of long and flowing than the sort of the like tight jacket and long tails. It's a more sort of generally long and flowing coat with these like red sort of runes sort of forming down the lapels. And he's also acquired a big necklace with a large red jewel hanging down that seems to either be glowing or maybe it's reflecting the firelight or something like that. You can just about you just catch a glimpse of her as she comes out, and then behind her walks another carnival member, just walking quite calmly, who seems to be holding a lead, almost as it were, like a rope, which then splits into two, and you can see it's actually bound to two sets of wrists, and it is the man and the woman who were put under this enchantment or this hypnosis, who have been bound at the wrist and have been gagged and are looking sort of, from what you can see from the left angle, looking quite aware of their surroundings, quite frightened as they sort of pulled along by their wrists. And she just walks them sort of relatively calmly across and deposits them in the tent here with the sort of the cook and the food supplies and the wood store for the firewood and stuff like that. And seems to be giving some commands. And she starts sort of shouting all over the camp, and you can see a lot of movement of people start hurrying to and fro and going to water barrels to try and and they set up a little, try and set up like a little line, but by the time people have got buckets and they've sort of got enough water from the water barrels and they're throwing it on, the tent is quite well on fire, but they are able to quickly put it out, so it's not burned to the ground, but it will certainly, you can see it'll never be the same again. It'll either need to be replaced or significantly invested in repairs. But
So
it could still be used as a tent if you absolutely had to.
So they're all now in like a similar area, or at least, or some of them.
Yeah, most of them are. She's sort of standing out here. Most of them are sort of hurrying, sort of to and fro, and there's a lot of them sort of generally up here.
And these seem like people who are like in cahoots with her, not the people that are being charmed per se.
So make a perception check for me.
Good.
Anyone can do this. 16. So let's put these guys up here as well. They're all sort of like running about and rushing to and fro. 18. Yeah. So again, you watch as these people do it. and there's one or two. I will put a little marker on them. There's only like one or two who seem to be sort of giving any orders, and they're sort of, shouting, "Come on, move faster," and that sort of thing. But everyone else seems to be hurrying about and moving. But again, when their faces catch the light, they have no reaction on them. They're not showing. They don't seem to be showing any emotion.
Okay.
So they're all being controlled except those two.
Yeah, I feel like we need to take these two guys out, and the rest of them sort of, if we can.
I think we need to get that red necklace.
Yeah.
Definitely.
With the red necklace on again, it's we can't.
On Lady Dracula OAR.
Right, Lady Dracula. I feel like we need to go in at a minute, and I feel like we need to focus on her. If we can get her down, then the rest sort of disperse. Maybe her and the two that are giving commands. If we can get those two down, then there is the potential that we can save everyone else, sort of like all in one, or of them sort of whacking at us for a while until we can do that.
Yeah, Neo will say something along the lines of, "Is there any way we can separate them out so we don't have to, in case the ones that seem to be controlled come for us, so we don't have to hurt them?"
Maybe. I feel like that's what's on stairs, right? I mean, I've got so I can channel divinity. I can create vines to like trap people. So there is the chance that I could try and like trap a lot of them. Meaning that obviously they can't come and attack us, and therefore we don't have to attack them. That's all I got.
I've got Thorn Whip, which I don't want to use on the people being controlled because it's going to hurt, but I wouldn't mind using on her.
Yeah, that could be a decent idea. So I think if we run in there, use our stuff, and then sort of go from there. I think the longer we sort of wait and sit idle, the more they could just get back to what they were doing.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they were chanting, but it probably wasn't good. Very rarely chanting good in evil organizations. Not that I know much about them personally. What do you think?
Yeah. Maybe I'll just say, maybe we can snap them out of it or something.
Yeah, I think we need to get the red necklace in there.
Get that if we get that necklace, and we can probably break it or destroy it or something. Like the necklace, maybe just cutting it, cutting all the beads and jewelry stuff off, or something like that might have an effect. Or maybe just transferring, because obviously it's on her at the minute. What if transfer it to one of us, and then maybe we can use it to sort of harness its power and stop.
Maybe we were off trying to get the necklace before starting a commotion. What if we can try and sneak and get it, and then obviously if it fails, it just starts combat.
Yeah.
This is what
Well, then that's up to one of you sneaky people then. But obviously it's around her neck, so how
if we catch her in some sort of either my thorn whip or your thingy, and then we can just go whoop,
Yeah? Not a bad plan. Alright. Okay, so here's the plan then. I guess me and Arwen then go around the other side so we can get sort of behind her.
Mhm.
And then maybe Neo and Clary can start a bit of a commotion, try and draw people over to them. So then maybe she's just left. Although we don't want to then accidentally draw her. No, I feel like we want to go behind her and I can get sort of in front of her with a new ability that I've got. I can teleport, sort of, ish. It's called Misty Step.
Oh,
I step into some mist, as in Misty Step, and I appear around about 30 feet, anywhere I want, as long as I can see it, of course.
oh, lovely.
So I could do that, activate my thing, see if she's got. After that, Arwen, you could try your thing, see if she's got. If that fails, we are going to have a lot of people on us very, very quick. Then I guess it's up to Clary and Neo to save our asses. But maybe my thing does have a radius, like it's like they're like 30 feet or something like that. So.
Mine's 30 feet. So, but we're currently down here, aren't we?
No, you're up at the top right.
Oh yeah, I see it now. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. So what's 30 feet away from her? One, two.
Strained by magical vines. Okay. I do. Yeah, okay. I feel like we should do that. So I guess me and Arwen try and get around the other side.
Yeah, somewhere like over here.
Yeah.
Right, you go first. Oh, sorry.
I've got a disguise spell.
Oh, yeah, you got. Yeah.
Maybe if I disguise myself as a guard, I could either get close or get the other guards somewhere else.
Yeah.
She's alone.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, because you could be like one of these ones here and give them orders.
Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, that could work. Or, like, if nothing else, you could try and get close to her and try and grab her. So that when we cast spells, she has, like, disadvantage on the save she has to make against it. If you kind of get what I mean. Like, if you're already grabbing her, then our vines can sort of just come up and grab her anyway. Like it'll be easy for them to come up and grab her. So at the very least, like, you can get close, or you can go up and, like you say, like, try and get her alone, or maybe try and, like, get up and sort of take care of something. Oh, it's exciting. Plans coming together. Yeah, you make yourself, including your clothing, armor, weapons, and other belongings on your person, look different until the spell ends, or until you use your action to dismiss it. You can seem 1 foot shorter or taller. You can appear thin, fat, or in between. You can't change your body type, so you must adopt a form that has the same basic arrangement of limbs. Otherwise, the extent of the illusion is up to you. The changes wrought by the spell fail to hold up to physical inspection. For example, if you use this spell to add a hat to your outfit, objects to pass through the hat, and anyone who touches it would feel nothing or would fill your head and hair. If you use this spell to appear thinner, touch you would bump into you while it was seemingly still in midair. To discern your disguise, a creature can use second appearance. It's investigation check against your spell DC. That could work. Cool, let's go with this idea. Cool.
Can I suggest Styx go first because he can actually get over there quite easily without being seen? Can't you? With your Misty Step. But you don't. Do you have to roll for that?
No, but I can only use it once a day.
Fair enough.
So I'd rather use that to, like, and I can only move 30 feet with it.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So I feel like I'd like to, like, stealth over there.
Good
and
idea.
Use it to get up close to her.
Nice.
As a sort of surprise.
I like it.
Out from the thing.
You could use that to get right behind her and grab the necklace.
Yeah, yeah, potentially. But first, I gotta get around the other side. So if you'll excuse me, I'm assuming I have to make a stealth check for that.
Yes. I think at this point we will roll initiative. Just no, I'm not going into open combat yet. Just so we've got a sense of sort of the things that are taking place at the same time to give everyone an opportunity to like do their thing.
Okay, cool.
I mean, if you just want to be like, I'm waiting for sticks, then that's absolutely fine.
Initiative.
Okay. I'm gonna roll all those at once.
Together. That hasn't come together yet. Right.
Arwen, and then it's. Come on, pen. What else have we got? Okay.
Yeah, you go. So let's go.
And Neo, Larry, and Sticks. Okay. And what I'm gonna do is just separate these guys into two groups. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah. And just so I can do a bunch of stuff at once for them without having to roll, you know, if I need to make rolls, without having to do them all individually.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I'm not. Alright, so you've got the green group who will go on one initiative if they have to do anything, and the blue group. For the moment, we'll just assume that these guys are milling around, like not milling around, but you know, like continuing to put out fires, do the sort of thing you'd expect them to do after putting out a fire and that sort of thing.
Okay.
They'll all generally be, you know, I'm not going to have them all make individual turns. So, Arwen, you're first in the initiative.
Cool. I'm gonna do the stealthy thing and walk round.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. I don't think anyone can even detect you with that. So, I doubt any of them got 24 passive perception, so yeah, you can just move over there and then turn for the sake of expediency. Next with Neo. What is it you wanted Neo to do?
I guess wait with Clary, and if shit goes, keep an eye on Clary, and if shit goes bad,
Okay.
just sort of get in there and be the badass that he is.
Okay. Yeah, well, he'll just wait patiently then until something kicks off. And then it would be Clary.
Cool. How long does disguise self last for?
If you go to the spells, lasts for 1 hour.
Oh, neat.
Ooh.
And then I would like to cast disguise self and make myself look like one of the guards that's been giving commands.
Okay.
What do I?
You don't need to
You
roll.
don't need to roll anything. You just cast Disguise Self. And yeah, that's absolutely fine. So you cast Disguise Self. You now look exactly right. One of the what I will say is they've all got the same token, but there are a mixture of men and women amongst them. And so one of these sort of commanding guards is female.
Okay.
You can pick who you want to look like.
I'll go with the female one. It'll probably be more effective.
Yeah, no problem. Any movement, or are you just going to stay where you are for the moment?
Can I sort of make my way to the other side, but around the edge, so I'm not too obvious?
Yeah.
Wait, how much?
You can, if you want to remain hidden, then it'll be another stealth check to get over to Arwen's position.
Yeah.
In regular combat, you'd only have your movement speed, but since we're not like in proper combat yet, you can just move to the side without,
Okay.
just with the one stealth check.
Okay.
Yeah, 21. That's absolutely fine.
Very nice.
So you can position yourself anywhere you like on the other side. And then if that's all you want to do, we'll go to sticks unless Claire's got anything else.
No.
Okay, sticks.
Can I cast guidance on myself? I think we've had this with Doc before, and I wasn't aware what we just decided.
I mean, guidance says it targets one creature, right? It doesn't specifically say one creature other than yourself.
Yeah, it says you touch one willing creature.
Yeah, you can touch yourself.
Okay. Well, I'm going to cast guidance on myself. Give myself an extra D4 on this stealth check to get up the other side. Oh, it was needed. It was maybe needed. That's 16.
You're okay.
Oh, that was close. Okay. Round the other side. Towards my movement. Are we like a go now? Like, do I go, or is Clary going in before me?
Well, I was going to go in and get the guards to leave,
Yeah.
so then you guys can catch her on, alright?
Okay, cool. Yes, awesome. Okay.
I'm going to say it's this one. You are disguised. I'm going to change the marker from red to purple. You are disguised as an exact replica of this person here.
Okay.
So make of that what you will, but the people who are aware might clock if suddenly a doppelganger walks into their vicinity.
Well, I mean, that could also be good, because that would be a distraction.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, either way, you are being distracting. Also, like, I'm meant to be around, like, here now.
so I can peg it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like that. I'm only like targeting sort of like the three around here. So I don't know if that's
The three green ones you got, like...
Yeah.
Sorry,
so I could probably
my audio cut out for a second. What? It would technically be after sticks. It would technically be Arwen if Arwen's got any actions in this little mini initiative.
What just happened? Sorry. My
Basically,
thing.
Styx and Clary have moved over to the same side as you. Clary has disguised herself as this guard with this female guard with the purple dot on her. She was one of the two who seemed like sentient and giving commands.
Is that what's happened?
Yeah, so.
Okay. I'll just wait.
Cool, you're just waiting.
I think.
That's fine. Neo's just going to wait, so Clary, you can. Whatever you'd like to attempt.
Okay, kind of approach these three.
Yeah, this is where the two captives are being held, this tent.
Okay. Oh, is it? What's the tent with the woman's in?
This one, so here's the woman here.
Oh, she's outside.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's...
she walked away from the tent that was on fire to bring her captives over here. Just sort of, they've been the guard that was sort of holding the rope that they has like tied it around one of the posts of the tent. It seems like there's a few of them sort of standing guard.
This is probably going to go terribly wrong. But we'll try.
We'll give it a go. We got a lot of healing on this team, so we're good.
Yeah. So I'm gonna sort of approach the guards, but ignore. So if I move like here, and tell the guards angrily, like, "What are you doing? You should be over helping. Go do something." And they listen.
Okay, make a. What's your choice? Either intimidation or performance check.
I believe you have -1 to both.
-1. Yeah, they're both -1. That's fine. I'll do intimidation. Oh no!
No!
I didn't know that was possible. I was supposed to get advantage because I'm disguised.
Okay, so a couple of things happen. So Clary like walks out and adopts like quite a powerful pose, you know, like hands on hips, like and like aggressively points us like, "What are you doing? Go and help." But as you're about to open your mouth, you see Lady Drabula's head turn, and she looks at you. She hears you coming. She looks you right in the eyes, and you just know when she looks you in the eyes that she knows. She absolutely knows. And rather than being this like confident command, it's just this sort of like little like you try and speak quite quickly, you suddenly panic, and it just sort of comes out of this. "What are you doing? Go help!" And you just no effect at all on these guards. Yeah, and I think unless Styx got anything you want to do immediately.
Like, do you mean like as a reaction or like on my turn?
Well,
Because
you're all technically last in the initiative order out of everyone, so on
Right.
your turn.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No. Even with like a held action, which I didn't have anyway. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Technically, is the initiative order. So go for it. Unfortunately.
Yeah, well, no, it's Clary's turn, then it's your turn. So it's your turn now if there's anything you want to do.
Oh yeah. Okay. Bonus action. Misty Step.
Having seen Clary go, and like,
Having
unfortunately had a small panic to and been unsuccessful.
very high pitched, very quick talking. So bonus action, Misty Step, right up behind her. And then I take out my holy symbol. I sort of hunch her over a little bit. You go, and channel divinity, nature's wrath. And I will put it when my thing, put it in the chat. Channel divinity, nature's wrath. You can use your channel divinity to invoke primeval forces to ensnare a foe. As an action, you can cause spectral vines to spring up and reach for a creature within 10 feet of you that you can see. So, the woman. The creature must succeed on a strength or dex saving throw, its choice, or be restrained. While restrained by the vines, the creature repeats the saving throw at the end of each of its turns. On a success, it frees itself from the
So
vines.
it makes a saving throw immediately.
Yeah. DC is 15? 15.
Okay, doesn't have any proficiency in acrobatics or anything like that, so it's just straight dex. That's a natural one. So she's staring down at Clary quite hungrily almost, and seems to have focusing all her attention on that, and doesn't seem to notice the sort of woof up behind as it suddenly appears, and these vines that grow out and just wrap around. And it's not until one of the guards is sort of like, what? And reacts to your sudden appearance that she like tries to turn and realizes that he can't move her feet. He is indeed restrained by the vines.
And then, can I, like, on this turn, like, snatch the necklace from her?
You've used your bonus action and your action this turn, so I'm going to say no.
That's fair. That's fair. In which case, I'm just going to now pull out my sword and, that's about it.
Okay. Well, I think on that note, we will cliffhanger the session there. As things are just about to get spicy.
I'm sort of working. It's holding on by a thread, but it's working.
It's not the way we intended.
But it's working.
Yeah.
Oh, nature's wrath. First time it's worked. I didn't realize it was one creature that you can see.
Yeah.
And thinking about it, the more I'm realizing it would just be a lot better to have the spell Entangle, because it's exactly the same thing. But Entangle works in a 20-foot radius, and it gets everyone within that radius, not just one person.
Yeah, it is.
It's not great.
Mildly disappointing, I'd say. But
It's not great. I think
it's worked out for you this time, so we'll see what comes of it next week.